Hey, everybody. Welcome to Cruise Ship Explorers Podcast. We're here this week with such an exciting episode. I am really excited to learn about this person's career. You know why, Rachel? Because it's something that we have to deal with every day, and that is marketing. And guess what? She's somebody that works in marketing. Who do we have?
We have Jordyn Salinas, and she is the Senior Manager, Trade Marketing and Strategy behind
Royal Caribbean. We love that.
I cannot wait to pick her brain, see where the industry is going. Like, what do they have planned for us cruisers in the future?
I want to hear some inside secrets that we're going to get an exclusive on. Do you think we're going to get that stuff? Maybe yes, no?
I don't know. They might want to reveal that to everybody.
Well, they should reveal it right here on Cruise Ship Explorers Podcast, which, by the way, each week we're going to bring you a new episode with cruisers, cruise entertainers, celebrities, and like today, people that work in the industry. We need you to subscribe right here. Smash that subscribe button, like the videos, and also we're up for any comments you might have on anything, right?
Especially your cruise story. So whether you've worked on a cruise ship or you had an amazing cruise or maybe not so amazing cruise, equally, we want to hear about it. So hit up those comments.
So why don't we get into talking to Jordyn and see if she'll give us some exclusive, right? Let's go. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining another episode of Cruise Ship Explorers Podcast. We have an amazing guest with us, Rachel. Who do we have today?
Jordyn Salinas. And boy, am I going to pick her brain. She is one of the marketing managers at Royal Caribbean because Mike and I have been cruising for a very long time. And when we tell people we love cruising, you know, sometimes you get the like, really? Because people think, oh, it's, you know, what your grandparents do. So not true. And we see the young families cruising and now the latest craze, which is the solo cruisers and all this push for amazing entertainment on board. So I want to see where this is going.
And don't forget, Rachel, restaurants too, which is your favorite. So let's not forget about that. And Royal is just putting the bar way high for that. So thanks for joining us today. So I wanted to get right into your background and your early career experiences and how that shaped where you are today. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. As Rachel mentioned, my name is Jordyn Salinas. I work at Royal Caribbean and I oversee our trade marketing and strategy teams. So I work very, very closely with all of our travel agent partners that we truly value here at Royal Caribbean. And really my role is to help make sure that them and our sales team has everything that they need in order to be successful and really have bring the best experiences and memories to life, as you guys were all mentioning. So I've been with Royal for 10 years now. I started within the sales team and I am still within the sales team. So
Awesome.
I love what I do. I work with amazing people under the leadership of Vicky Freed, which I'm sure many of you guys have all heard about.
Yes.
But she's wonderful. So I've had a great leader from the beginning. And really, I've started with doing a very similar role. So really managing trade marketing, working directly with different travel agents on their marketing needs. So figuring out co-op, determining strategy, figuring out communication plans. And I've just kind of worked my way up, thankfully, within the organization. But it's an amazing, amazing place to be. It's such an exciting time for the cruise industry overall, as you guys all know.
Yes.
So we have so many different cruise ships coming out, river cruises, land vacations. So I think right now to be in the travel space, it's the place to be.
It's amazing. There's so many new trends that we see. We follow everything. It's just tough to keep up, to be honest with you, because every time you turn around, there's something new, and you have to be that way in this industry. So talking about trends, what do you see as like some of the new trends, future trends? Because we get only us, you know, in front of the scenes get to see so much. You get to see the behind the scenes. So if you can share some new trends that we might be seeing in the industry, that would be great.
Absolutely. So I think innovation and technology are always at the forefront of everything that we do. So it's not only planning for this year, but it's planning 5-10 years into the future. So figuring out what people how people will want a vacation, how we can make it as seamless and easy as possible. Even if you think of the boarding process 10 years ago versus what it is today is night and
Oh my
day.
God.
So,
Yes.
so
Yes.
I remember I grew up cruising and I dreaded it and having to go to your muster station in your big life vest. Like we wanted to hide under the bed. We did not want, did not want to
Absolutely. You're not
go.
going to be able to hide under the bed, but still, we get it because we tried doing that. It didn't work.
Never does. So, especially now with just how seamless we made that process, you go visit your muster station, you scan your pass card, and you're done for the day. You can go and have a great vacation with your family and friends. So simple things like that, we're always thinking through how we can make the journey once on board as seamless as possible. So I think innovation and technology are probably number one. And then it's really taking over the full vacation experience. So I'm sure we'll talk about it, but our private island perfect day at Coco Cay. So our
Yes.
amazing destinations that we have. So how we can really package together a cruise and an amazing land product in order to make sure that you have the best possible vacation when you're on a cruise is really at the forefront of our decision making.
Yeah, I know that Rachel, and you can, be attest to that. For us, technology is super huge. So, of course, cruising for so many years, we'd be on a ship and we'd be like waiting for the internet to load or different things like that, upload a file. And, you'll have a lot of business people that still need to work on vacation. So for us, the technology of just the simplest thing like an internet is just crazy how it's just come light years. And now it's just so fast. You're like you're at your home office. So I think you're right. Just the technology end of it. And that's just one little tiny piece of the technology. I'm sure like there's new things coming, not only just from the, me being in the music industry. I'll go see a show and, back in the day, the shows on the theater stage are not like they are today. They're like Broadway shows with the lights, the sound, just the technology that they're using. We love seeing that kind of stuff. And I know that, we're definitely going to talk about it because I did some research and I see some things you have coming out. But the technology is just, you have to keep reinventing what you're doing and the new ships that you're putting out. It's a lot to keep up with. So
I really think even just the embarkation and disembarkation that you mentioned, that I think people kind of underrate that, but that makes such a huge difference in you get to the port. Sometimes, we've been in ports where it's complete chaos and sometimes the staff isn't well trained. Nobody knows what's going on, especially way back when not everything was computerized. And so now to be able to provide that experience, we used to have to hand fill out all those health questionnaires and things like that. So much of it is pre-done where you're getting that person into the ship and to that buffet or bar as fast as possible, and then even disembarkation. A lot of people are stressed. They got a plane to catch, all that kind of stuff. And I remember that whole process of packing and, getting in line. And so much of that has been just lifted. It's so much easier now. You're so right.
It's true. And even if, I don't know if you have global entry, but when you have global entry and you really show your face as you're leaving and you bypass the entire passport office and speaking with someone, that is the exact functionality that we basically have leaving a cruise ship. So you scan your face, you barely even look at it a lot of times,
Yes.
and you're approved in order to go home, be reunited with your family, and really get off the ship and get back to reality. So once again, just seamless vacation is the goal that we're going for. But Mike, you brought up 2 points that I would love to expand upon.
Sure.
Is one with internet. So there's a really crazy story. So one of my old friends who was actually a previous coworker, her name is Barbara, but she just got off our Ultimate Worlds cruise, and that was on Serenade of the Seas. It was 274 days around the world. So for
God.
9 months visiting, I don't even know, 60 countries, 8 world's wonders. It was crazy. But the biggest question that everyone asked, and she has 2 10-year-old twins. So everyone was asking, one, how did you deal with school? And two, how
Right.
did you deal with work? So she was saying, because she came into our office yesterday just to catch up with us, tell us about her experience. And she was saying that the Wi-Fi on board the ship was quicker than her Wi-Fi that she had back home a lot of times,
It's
especially in
true.
Miami with all of the rainstorms and everything that we have. So she was able to join all of her calls virtually, and schedule meetings from all over the world. Especially, she leveraged a lot of those C days when they're transporting from one country to another, to really
Sure.
catch up on a lot of work. But her kids were able to do virtual schooling, and they would have homework assignments that they would do virtually or print out on the ship and send it in. But I think it proves to your point about how quick Wi-Fi can now be on board is the fact that they could do their school and work from anywhere in the world when you're on a cruise is a mind-blowing concept.
It really is. And we just spoke to a couple that actually they started a new career path, but both of them were doctors and they left their practice to go on a world cruise. And we were like, whoa. So they took up some other stuff that they're doing in their field, but internet was a big thing for them. So they said the same thing. They're just like, it's just like being at home. Except there's a buffet every day when you want to go eat. So, but yeah, it's just crazy.
We were all joking. We're like, how much weight did you gain? How could you be on a ship for that much time and not gain weight? But she's like, honestly, we did so many steps within a day, especially because you have to get back on board pretty early in order to get to the next port. So she's like, we would do 25,000 steps before 5 p.m. every day. And then we would get back on board. We'd be starving, but we deserved every calorie that we ate. So,
and it's the truth. When you're on these cruises, the same for the both of us, we're constantly walking, constantly, exercising. And there's just, if you stay in your room and just eat, yeah, you're probably going to gain some weight. But most people are going to get out and about and walk around. But speaking about the technology, what do you see like coming? Like, I know there's always new development of shows and new development, even restaurants that use the technology. There's restaurants that use like 3D animations, just to serve and make the atmosphere different. What do you see coming down the pike for Royal as far as new technology that you can actually tell us?
Sure. So I think to your point, entertainment is a huge field where we're really seeing a lot of technology advancements. If you look at just Icon and Utopia, which are our two newest ships that we launched this year, just imagine launching two of the biggest ships in the world in 1 year.
We saw it and we were like, wait a second, how did they do that? And you did it.
So we, with all of our shows on board, it is incredible the feats that we're doing. So we always like to say that we are the only cruise brand that has entertainment across all four stages. So we have water, we have air, we have ice, and we have your main theater, typical stage. But it's incredible. You'll see if you go to the Wizard of Oz on Icon, it is the best Wizard of Oz performance you will ever see. I think it's significantly better than Broadway. So you'll see Dorothy flying through the sky, the Wicked Witch being lifted. The technology there is crazy, but it really is a full sensory experience from that perspective. And then with Utopia of the Seas, we have one show I just went to see it when I was on board in July. And there's an entire section where drones are all throughout the sky in all different colors and laser beams. And they're creating beautiful formations of in different colors and different formats. So it's truly mind blowing, but I think that's only the beginning of what we're going to do. I think, as I said from the beginning, innovation is really at the core of everything we do at Royal Caribbean. So we start one place and we're always reaching higher in order to think of the next best thing.
Yeah, and one of like the biggest changes I've seen is that cruising has always been fun. The ships have always been nice. But at the end of the day, if you look at the big picture, it's like a vehicle to get to the different destinations. And the destinations are the main stars. And the cruise ship is nice. They have great food, entertainment. But now it's almost like the cruise ships themselves are like outstarring a lot of the destinations, because oftentimes, especially the Caribbean, since we've been there, certain islands, we just like to have the ship to ourselves and see and partake in all of the entertainment, whether it's virtual reality gaming, it's pretty empty, but the ship itself is kind of like a destination on its own. And I did see the private island that you guys have been working on. And I've always wondered the logistics between that and then an actual country, whether it be Bahamas, Jamaica, or, anything like that. Because I imagine you would have more control over what goes on, the activities, the people who work there, versus a sovereign country and having to work out all that logistics. So what is the advantage for a cruise company or a travel company to have their own private island on top of, the other destinations?
Yes. So we've had Perfect Day at Coco Cay for 5 years. So this is our 5th year, basically running Perfect Day, but it is most definitely not a one and done. So every year, every single time I visit, there is a new element to that island. Our goal there was really to create an ultimate beach day for any demographic possible. So for example, if you're a young family and your kids want to go on water slides, we have it at full water park. If you wanted to have more luxury, a more exclusive atmosphere, you could go to Cocoa Beach Club. If you wanted, a hideaway pool party, spring break style, you could go to our Hideaway Beach. So there's really something for everyone. And it's huge and it's beautiful and it's very well kept. It's run that we have people that live full time on the island. So it's an island off of the Bahamas.
Wow.
So people live full time there, fully run the island. They rake the sand every morning when guests are leaving. We have thousands of guests visit there every single day. But people full on, run the island full on. We do have a lot of our crew members that actually come off of the ship and go to different areas of the island to work on the island. So, for example, bartenders. Some of them will come off the ship and go to the island to work.
That's
but we have
super interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but we have an amazing relationship with our Bahamian partners, the Bahamian government. So many of the people that live on the island are from the Bahamas. So they're very close to home, but they truly love what they do and kind of bringing these experiences to life. Like imagine being on the other end of receiving people on a private destination. You're only ever seeing smiles, happiness, laughs. So
it's like a fantasy island, you're like, if you go someplace else, you're just like, wait, what happened to all the people smiling? It's definitely, that is for me is definitely something that's so unique. And do you find that like now that Royal is so heavily into that you see competitors going, wait a second, I should look at that, I mean, is that something? And of course, as soon as you set the bar for something, everybody wants to copy it.
Yes, I think we're definitely seeing a lot of that now. But really, I think we're just looking to be the best product that we could possibly be. And kind of keeping our blinders on and staying focused on delivering the best vacations on land and on sea for that full package. So I think that's really our priority through and through.
So I wanted to talk a little bit because this totally, captures our interest and it's your field, the marketing. So how do you find you do the marketing? Like in what areas are working the best for you? Do you find social? Do you find commercials on TV? What is trending right now for you that is really hitting your clientele?
I think being bold is always our kind of differentiator. So I like to say that you could hear our commercials from a mile away, and it's Royal Caribbean. So I think that really helps define us. So we have really energetic music, bright, vibrant imagery and videos. It's no longer like the white ship syndrome. Like that's not what people are coming on a cruise for. They're coming for all of the experiences that we can offer. So how can we showcase through videos all that you can do in a weekend? And especially now with the importance and the prioritization of a lot of our short Caribbean products that are really only 3-day vacations. It's to show, we want to showcase how much you can do in 3 days. So rather than you sitting on the couch and binging Netflix or going to your local pizza place, you can have 40 places to dine and drink. You can go and visit a private island with 20 water slides. You can do all of these things within one weekend. So it's kind of showcasing what you can do within your weekend, with limiting your days off, no PTO, and just having a great time. So in short, I think videos really do the job for us, and kind of showcasing it that way. We understand the importance of social media. So especially from a trade perspective, we've recently launched a new social media platform called Rallyo, where our travel agents can basically go on. We provide all of the content for them, and then they'll just connect their platforms on our Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and we'll be able to share all the content. So enabling them to share Royal Caribbean's content to all of their followers.
Yeah, I see a lot of that. Go ahead, Rachel.
Yeah, no, because being a content creator for cruising, the biggest challenge is if you don't go on cruises all the time, you got no content. And there are so many people that have so much knowledge from years of cruising, but not everybody's hopping on a cruise ship every month, so sometimes you do 2 cruises a year. Well, how do you fill in all that in between, tips and tricks and things that you've learned and different seasonalities and things? So I think that's important to create content and visuals that then travel agents and other influencers can take it and adapt it to their own unique perspectives, their unique personalities, the things that their fans love. Because that's always something where it's like, okay, if you're not cruising, how we watch some YouTubers, it's like, they're on a cruise every weekend. I'm like, how are they doing this?
Yeah, give us your secrets, because we want to know that as well. And, speaking of do you find that the demographics have changed over the years, like where you're marketing to, the ages? Because, back in the day, the cruising industry was definitely skewed towards an older demographic. And now I am not seeing that at all. I'm seeing, in fact, maybe the opposite,
And more formal. I remember formal nights was a thing. Like I had to pack my gown. And
I hated that.
Me too. But you felt guilty because if you go out looking like casual or even like nice casual, like people like looking at you like this, like you don't belong. And I don't know if it's since COVID or if this is a movement that started before COVID even, where formal nights started to seem like they were more optional, and it's you dress how you like. Obviously, there are rules. You don't want to go to the steakhouse looking all like, suntan lotion all over yourself and all that kind of stuff. That is quite understandable. But yeah, I was always wondering about what led the movement of the formal night thing. Was it feedback that you were getting from all of the vacationers, or something that you guys wanted to try?
That's a great question. So I'll talk first about the demographic. So I think the most important thing to realize is with demographic, it's all about matching the right clientele to the right product. So there's so many products out there at this time. Royal Caribbean, our bread and butter has always been kind of multi-generational family vacation. So that is our lane, and that is really our focus. But our sister brand, for example, Celebrity, they're more focused on luxury premium clientele, and with their edge class ships, that really speaks to that audience.
So I'm going to interrupt you. We just got back from your Celebrity Millennium in Japan, and it was a crazy, amazing trip. So thank you for that. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So keep going. Yeah. I want, because I'm curious about the demographics.
Yeah. And then Silver Sea is our other sister brand that's really focused on expedition cruises, very high end, full luxurious experiences. So every single stateroom on a Silver Sea cruise is a suite. It comes with a butler, and all of your shore excursions are inclusive within your package. So it really is a high-end luxury experience. I personally did a Silver Sea cruise for my honeymoon. I went to the Galapagos
Wow.
on a tiny expedition ship, and it was one of the most unique, memorable experiences of my life. So I loved every second of it. My husband and I both love adventure. We did not want to go and sit on a beach or go lay somewhere. So we really wanted something unique, different, fun that we could always look back on. And it accomplished exactly that. But for example, Royal Caribbean doesn't have an offering similar to that. So it's really matching the right experience with the right client at the right time for whatever they're looking for. So I don't think most of the time you would have put me on a Silver Sea cruise, but it's all depending upon what the client is looking for. So that's the point
Yeah.
on demographic.
Yeah. And I think from a client perspective, what we've noticed is that you're definitely opening up the variety. And when I say that, I mean, like, now I see the ships offering more suites that are more luxurious, trying to match the higher end ships that maybe Royal didn't have back in the day. I know on your new Icon, you have what a whole townhouse,
Ultimate
it's
family
crazy.
townhouse.
I mean, what is that? So that wasn't offered, 10 years ago. I didn't see that, at least, so, and if it wasn't the size or the technology driven the way it is. You have steps to play music. I mean, it's crazy. So I think that the marketing is really crossing over. And not only that, but even the demographics for people that love luxurious restaurants, the steakhouses, the celebrity chefs, the different things that, you're bringing onto your cruise ships. I think that's opening up a wider demographic. So for us, it's interesting seeing that. And I'm glad that you said that, it's part of your marketing.
And I think that's a great point is, and especially what you were saying, Rachel, with, formal nights too, is, a lot of times everyone wants something different on a vacation. So we did not want to put everyone into the same category. So everyone should be able to experience their vacation how they want to experience it. So there are no two people who are the same. And I think that's what we're trying to offer is everyone can do what they want, when they want, how they want on a Royal Caribbean cruise. It's your vacation. You're not going to get that time back. So enjoy it to the fullest and make the most of it. So I think to your point, Rachel, we just didn't want to force people to dress up. I know, Mike, you said that you didn't like it. Other people loved it. But exactly, you don't want to force people to do things that they would not normally do or that they wouldn't want to do on their vacation, and allow them to have the best time that they possibly can. So
yeah, there's something for everybody on your brand. That is, the truth. You can get a little bit of everything. If I don't want a formal night, I don't have to go to the, you only have 40 restaurants on the ship or something like that. It's crazy. But yeah, I think that's a big thing that I've seen the cruise industry change, and also the marketing changing the way they're approaching advertising that. I'm just curious, like with the relationships with your travel agencies, how do you work with them for sales and visibility? How does your partnerships work with travel agencies?
So a huge portion of our business has and always will be travel agencies. We have a very, very strong partnership and relationship with so many travel agents and agencies across the industry. They're crucial to our business, and we always say that we wouldn't be successful if they're not successful. So they're crucial to helping explain the value that cruising offers. So I think both of you guys have mentioned this, that if you haven't been on a cruise and you haven't, dug deep into the videos that are online, you wouldn't have any idea of everything that there is to offer on a ship. So it's no longer just a vessel to get you to a destination, but Rachel, as you mentioned, it's a destination in its own. So I could go on a week-long cruise and never get off the ship and have plenty to do and plenty to eat and plenty to see. So I think that's what we are trying to accomplish. And I think travel agents are crucial to help us showcase the value that a cruise vacation offers over some of the alternatives that are out there. So I we like to say that they're our value interpreters. So they really help us to showcase to the client how much they could get, how much they could see within limited time on their vacation.
We see so many different videos from different travel partners, and they're amazing. They're videos because there's such great tutorials about your brand. And we were just curious that going back to a conversation, we even saw there's a lot of media sites for your company where you can grab some media as a travel partner. Never saw that many years ago. So I think the times are changing for that. Switching gears a little bit, I have to ask you, what excites you the most about your newest ships and your newest fleet and what's coming?
I could talk about this forever. I hope you have some time.
And I believe me, we could ask you so many questions forever because there's so much stuff out there. But from your perspective,
that is my favorite part of my role, is launching new ships and figuring out what is the best product that we could put out into the market based on consumer sentiment, what our travel partners want, the feedback that we received, and always going kind of the next level. So always kind of raising the bar high. When we launched Icon, it was the craziest launch I think we've ever had. You couldn't look anywhere without seeing Icon, and I'm very proud of my team and my organization.
Props to that marketing.
Open up any social media network and it's like, Icon of the Seas, Icon of the Seas. You're like, whoa.
For doing that. But really our thinking there was, how do we bring the best family vacation in the world to the market beyond people who cruise? So this was really trying to put out a brand new ship, a new ship class, which we hadn't had in many years, I believe 10 years before then, a brand new ship class, which is Icon class, to a market of families. So it was everywhere. And really, I think we delivered to the next level with that ship. So there's all new neighborhoods. We have Surfside Family Neighborhood, which allows kids to run around. There's a candy store. There's a slide. There's a full water park on board the ship. So even though we have a water park on land at Perfect Day at Coco Cay, we needed to add another one to the ship, just in case. Of
course you did.
To your point, there was 40 ways to dine and drink. So it is truly impossible for you to visit everywhere that we have in order to eat, to drink, to socialize. There's so many nooks and crannies on that ship. And I personally think that ship did an incredible job at not making it feel so big. So even though it's the biggest ship in the world, there's thousands of people on that ship, you will never, ever, ever be in one place and feel crammed. We did a great job with kind of throughput and getting people to different venues easily. There's so many different secret elevators and secret staircases to get you to different areas of the ship quickly. So I think that was really important for us and our amazing new build teams and product development teams, was ease to different neighborhoods and locations, and then also putting staterooms in those neighborhoods that we thought families would want to be in the most. So, for example, if you're a young family and your kid only wants to stay at Surfside, we have Surfside Family staterooms directly for them where you could watch your kid from your room all day long. So
it's amazing. Yeah, we saw that and I was just like, that is such a great marketing tool that you guys use to place those rooms there. Because, you're looking out of your room, you're seeing this playground, or a different part of the ship. And it's not just a balcony view. It's really unique that, I can't even imagine the thought that went into that or the design,
The staterooms on Icon are next level. So really every single nook and cranny in the stateroom was questions. We brought in, even for the crew neighborhood, we brought in crew members to our facility and had them test different layouts, say, we like this, we don't like this, change this, update that. And we've developed crew staterooms based on all of their feedback. So I think Icon was the first time everything on a cruise ship was ever questioned from, top to bottom, and you could really see it. So stepping foot on Icon is next level. Have either of you guys been?
Oh no,
Not
that is
yet.
definitely the next, that or some of the newer ships you have coming out. I mean, we have to get on them and see them. We just have not had a chance, but that we will definitely be on them. And I
Have I
know
sold you?
Rachel.
Oh yeah, I mean, we need to turn into one of those once a week cruisers. You know, come on
I
now.
know, Rachel. Let us know how we can do that because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to do that.
I'm gonna come up with a plan because when I saw that ship, one of the first things I thought is, you know, working in marketing myself, that is like you were saying that part of your guys' signature is to be bold. And boldness takes a certain degree of courage and willingness to face plant because that's, you know, and the companies that are willing to do that grow the most and typically have a lot of success because you're willing to go there and not play it safe. And the same could be true for any musical artist or anybody that's super successful. They're just willing to go out to that next audition and not get it and get rejected. So when I see a ship like that, I'm like, wow, there are some very courageous choices that were made. First of all, the size. So you can only imagine the budget for something like this. And it's a huge risk because you could launch it and it could do good. Not amazing, but good. And it could be the layout. And we've been on ships that are new and really pretty, but the layout is a little weird, you know, and there are ships that have gone back to renovate a little bit shortly after launch, you know, because they want to add more family areas and they kind of like want to rethink it and things. So I was really impressed when I saw a ship like that. I'm like, all right.
Well, I have to tell you,
someone's charging forward.
yeah, I mean, for me, when you see a brand put a supper club on a ship, you're like, wait a second, a supper club? Oh, okay, wait, we're not done. Let's put something called Royal Railway. Let's just go into a different thing and put, you know, a car as a restaurant with all kinds of, I would imagine, technology. Talking about that again, the backgrounds, like you're on a moving car. Come on.
I have to talk about this. So it is truly crazy what we've done from a food and beverage perspective. It's amazing. So yes, there are a lot of restaurants, but no restaurant is that large. So it always feels like you're in a very intimate dining setting, and every dining venue is so different than the next. So we
Yes.
really did an amazing job at capitalizing on different tastes, different markets, and kind of seeing what people would want on a vacation and offering more of those luxurious high-end experiences. Royal Railway is awesome. It is the coolest concept on sea. So it really looks like you look like you're walking into a train, like through the train station.
I mean,
You're
it's
walking into the
ridiculous.
train. The windows on the side look like you're in the wild west is the one that we're currently working with. There's someone who's coming, who's asking for ransom. He's coming to your table. So it's almost like theatrical dining
Sure.
while you're on it. But it's such a cool experience. You feel like you're transported somewhere else. You do not feel like you're on a cruise. You don't feel like you're in land. You feel like you teleported back in time. So that's another element, Rachel, to your point with technology, is how do we make technology bring more unique experiences to our guests?
In your position, you know, what are some of the biggest challenges about keeping Royal Caribbean as far as a leader in the industry? Like, it's got to be just constant development every day with the team. So, what do you find that you have to keep doing? Is there any strategies, research and development? And I'm sure, you know, just if you can give us some insights on that.
Sure. So I know when we were talking about this before, but I think everyone who works at Royal Caribbean is truly passionate about the product that we're delivering. So every meeting that you attend here is like an excited, passionate brainstorming session. So everyone is really excited about pushing the envelope, taking things to the next level, thinking about things differently. We have incredible leadership at this company. So I know we were talking about Vicky before, but even from all the way
Yes.
from the top, from Michael Bailey, Jason Liberty, everyone is really allows each department to think differently, to challenge the norm, to question tried and true efforts that we've always done in the past and say, is this the best way to do things, or is there a better way? How can we take things to the next level. So I think even internally, not even looking outside at all of the competitors,
Sure.
we have the secret sauce with our people. We really, really do. It's amazing to witness every day, how, just the thought process and the attention to detail, stepping foot on one of our ships and seeing there's no stone left unturned. Like everything is thought through so granularly, that it's amazing. But then I think just once again, thinking beyond just the cruise space. So how do we take the full vacation to that next level, is really what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and you're doing it because, I don't know how much you can tell us, but aren't you about to have another ship come out soon?
Yes.
So there's a little bit that we read, but
we really don't like keeping things low key here at Royal Caribbean.
Of
so
course
we're
not.
always
let's just put out a giant another ship,
Yeah, it's really funny. My team, we do all of our special events. So we were responsible for, our inaugurals and our preview sailings and getting our travel agents and our media on board our newest ships, which is a huge undertaking to make sure that that's done successfully. We did that one with Icon, now with Utopia, and now we're immediately starting to plan for Star of the Seas, which is coming in summer of 2025. So we always have the next big thing up our sleeve. There is no chill zone here at Royal Caribbean, but we really love what we're doing and the products we're offering.
Is there any secrets you can tell us about the new ship that we might not know that we can look forward to?
I think that goes back to everything we've just been saying with innovation and technology.
Yeah.
So that we will never do two things exactly the same is all I'll have to say, but there's always new enhancements. We take all of our guests' feedback, our travel agents' feedback to heart. Every single thing is looked at time and time again to say, is this the best possible way? Even with new dining venues, new experiences, what can we try out? And I know, Rachel, you brought that up, but you have to take risks. You have to be willing to try new things in order to elevate the overall experience. So what else can we do? What else can we look at? And everything is based on what our consumers are asking for and what they want within their vacation.
So what is one thing that Royal Caribbean in the past has tried? And, and it's important to try everything, but some things are wildly successful, some things are very successful, and some things perform well. Is there anything that you guys launched or aspect that just didn't perform as well as you thought? It didn't mean that it performed poorly, but you guys had a much higher expectation of performance. And what did you learn from it?
Our product development team and our new build team deal with these things all the time. I think failing is part of the process and figuring out what works and what doesn't and why. There are things that we would have put our heart and soul into and we would have been like, those are going to crush it. They're going to be amazing. And then no one steps foot in the menu. So we need to rethink and rework things all the time. I'll know one that I never expected to perform as well as it did, personally, was we have a Mexican restaurant. It's called El Loco Fresh, right by the pool deck. But I remember thinking when it launched, who wants to eat Mexican at the pool? Like you want to sit you want to sit inside. You want your sizzling fajitas. You want your quesadillas, your burrito. I just would have never anticipated it. It is probably one of our most successful dining venues. We brought it to every new ship that goes into amplification will now have an El Loco Fresh on it. So that's part of it, because if something doesn't work as well, being able to pivot and being nimble and you can tell, because you could tell when somebody is trying and they're not really afraid. Obviously, everything is very well researched, so everyone's putting their best foot forward, but you can tell a company that's not afraid to test. And if it doesn't go as well, you immediately have another plan for something that goes, really well.
or just trying things that, maybe some of the team members aren't so sure about, like the taco thing. Brilliant. I'll be eating tacos by the pool. And you can see that reflected in the ships, and them getting bigger and the newest features. And that doesn't come without some courage.
No, but I was just going to say things that don't work as well. Like when we launch new restaurants to localize for specific markets, we move a ship to China, we move something to Australia, it's going to be home porting in UK. We always try to localize that product to make it better for that current market. Sometimes it works really well and other times it doesn't. So I think a lot of times those ones have to be tweaked along the way, because we might think that that market wants something based on what we know and what we've read in the research that we've done. But then once we put it on, it's not what they were expecting or what they're looking for within their vacation. So I think those are ones that you always have to tweak and adjust and pivot, as you said. So I think it's important to be able to go with the flow, figure out what works, what doesn't, and why, and be able to adjust and move on accordingly.
Yep, noted that the Mexican marketing person is getting that bonus. But
the burritos by the pool are honestly amazing. You have to give them a try.
Yeah, it's funny because you normally just think of burgers and fries by the pool, and that's that. But this is, everything's changing. How about some of your personal onboard experiences and amenities throughout the cruise ships? Do you have any top ones that you're like, oh my God, I went here, I love this? I would love to hear your own personal favorites.
Yeah, I actually make it a point. My whole team laughs at me, but when I'm on board a ship, I want to try everything. So I will not be.
You should just take Rachel with you,
And I'm the same. Even when I go out to dinner, I'm like, can we share 5 things? I don't want to just get one. I need to try it all. Like, how am I supposed to talk about this and market this product if I don't experience it all and try everything on the menu? So I really have tried a lot on all of our ships. I would have to say, when I was just on Icon, I did Crown's Edge. So Crown's Edge is basically the zip line from the side of the ship. There's a huge crown and anchor that you basically zip line around the crown and anchor. You're dangling off the ocean while the ship is moving. There is no net. There is no anything. It was crazy. And there's a video that I can share with you. It's really fun. But just to
have to send us that, because that would be amazing.
That you can really see the whole view. So that was just something so unique. I was terrified of it when I was marketing it the whole time. I was like, are we crazy? Who's doing this? What about liability? What's going to happen? But you really have to trust our team. I think our team does this so well. You're locked in so many locations that there's really nothing that could happen. But it's an amazing experience. You really feel like you're flying off the side of the ship. So I think
and by the way, you're on a cruise ship doing that. So let's just say that as well,
So I think that's a really cool one. Perfect Day. I love, I'm a foodie through and through, so I could talk about food all day long. But if you go to Perfect Day, within Hideaway, they have this coconut shrimp. You put it on the Caesar salad. It's so good. There's a chicken sandwich, like a fried chicken sandwich with this amazing pink sauce. And our mozzarella sticks are to die for. So I'm probably making you hungry. It is lunchtime.
I actually need to loosen the button here. When you go to the buffet, I have buffet and cruise ship appropriate attire for foodie situations.
Yeah, and with that said, I'm curious too, because I've seen a lot of this happening. Is Royal trying to, or just in the line in general, are you trying to make more partnerships with celebrity chefs, speaking about food, like celebrity brands, franchises, and stuff like that? Do you find yourself trying to get that, or are you trying to do more internal development of your own brands?
I think this goes back to what I said, that we have an amazing secret sauce internally.
Yeah.
I don't see the need personally to
Yeah.
have a lot of those partnerships. We have such talented people that we work with internally. Our chefs on board, our F&B team are next level, and they really do so much research, try everything before it's ever put on a ship. Even here at our headquarters, we have it's basically like a cave downstairs in our on our second floor that allows our F&B team and our product development team to test out experiences, bring
Okay.
people in to try things and see how it's received, even with the people that we have internally, and to make small adjustments to figure out the menu. So we're always testing experimenting, and launching new products internally as well.
No, that's amazing. I've noticed a lot of marketing, and now I'm switching gears a little bit, but and this is more in probably the last couple of years for solo cruising. Is that something that you're looking at or you're currently doing? Because I know that Royal is definitely, for everybody and families. I see a lot of like ads for like it's family centric, but I know it's for everybody. But solo cruising just seems to be taking off.
Yes, I think we're always looking, and we always welcome solo travelers to join our products and to join our experiences that we offer. I think there's so much to do on board that it's easy, I think, to travel by yourself on a cruise.
Absolutely.
You'll always be able to meet people, experience something new, sit by a bar, make some new friends, go to a show, go do laser tag with random people that you met at the pool. So I think it makes it so much easier and less intimidating to travel solo on a cruise than I think it used to be, especially when we were talking previously about formal nights. Like that, we removed all of that as well. So there's really no hesitation or fear in order to do that. But we're always looking at opportunities to how to bring more people together once they're on board, through different demographic activities or onboard activities that we offer, how we can bring different travelers together, especially that are like-minded, that might have commonalities that they can expand upon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we find anytime we sit at a bar instantly, because everybody is there for the same reason. So it doesn't really matter what background you're coming from. Everyone is on the cruise ship to kind of have a great experience. And so we find ourselves just like randomly talking to the people at the bar, and you find out like where they're from, and you find a lot of commonality there. Another great place is like the casino. And, even if you don't gamble, hanging out and like watching the blackjack table, and, everybody gets into a banter. So the cruise ship is definitely like a unique place where it kind of facilitates that getting to know people aspect of it.
So Rachel, Jordyn has told us so much.
I know.
And I probably have another 100 questions for you. And I don't want to take your whole day because, you actually have to probably go back to work. And we just appreciate your time.
Yeah,
but
we need her to make another ship, more ships, just one ship. Come on.
I mean, unless she said this, but unless she can bring us some of those delicious mozzarella sticks right now, that would be amazing. But I know that she can't, and we'll have to just jump on the ship and do that. But Rachel, do you have anything else to ask Jordyn?
Yes, she talked about going on all the various cruise ships. How often do you cruise?
A lot more than your average person, I'll tell you that. So I cruise a lot, but I love cruising. I love experiencing our product. I love being part of our launch teams to make sure that once a ship is sailing with its first guests, that it's something that we're all so proud of. So I've been on Icon, I've been on Utopia for many weeks this year. But I've loved every second of it. I'm going on a short Caribbean cruise in a few weeks to visit Perfect Day, my favorite place.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so, yes, I love cruising. Once again, I think it goes back to the passion for the product. So I cruise a lot, but I do love it.
So, Jordyn, do you have anything else to add? This has been just amazing, and thank you so much. But anything that people watching or listening that you would want to tell them about Royal?
Once again, thank you so much for having me. I think this was such a fun forum, and it was so great to talk to you both. I could talk to you guys all day as well. So this was
we're going to
so
have
much...
you back on if you'll come back on, and it's going to be after we've been on Utopia or Icon or one of those, and then we'll actually bring some food Rachel in her bag.
And then I can ask you all the questions.
Absolutely, and hopefully we'll have some good answers for you.
I can hear about your experience, so yeah, I would love that.
That would be amazing. Well, thank you so much. And Rachel, I think this has been amazing, and we appreciate Jordyn's time.
For sure. I had a blast and I learned so much, and it's great to see where things are going. I'm really excited.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. That was a great episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Great guests. We're super excited. Each week, we're going to bring you a new interview with cruise staff featuring entertainers, cruise chefs, cruise directors, bartenders, whoever we can find, as well as cruisers themselves to tell their individual stories. And we're going to have special guest celebrities. Theme cruises are super big, so we're going to be interviewing a bunch of people. But Rachel, tell them what they need to do to be notified each week.
What do you mean do? They should have did. So if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. That way you don't miss any future episodes. And if you want to watch some of the previous episodes, the best place to do that is our website. And that is cruiseshipexplorers.com.
Okay, everybody, you heard it, cruiseshipexplorers.com. Join us each week. We're super excited. Till the next time, see you then.